This is Soggy Nachos Podcast. My name is Janelle. Got my man Charlie with me. Got my man Frank Nitty with me. And it's that time of year. It's Charlie season. It's the draft season. It's all that kind of stuff. And we got somebody to break down today. We already broke down a couple other folks, but today is Jayden Daniels Day. Now, he's a polarizing guy for this podcast, I will say. He's the recent Heisman winner. Congratulations to that black man. That's very dope. Very, very dope. That being said, let's get into the player profile. He reminds me of somebody. I should say, you remind me of. He reminds me of my old quarterback from 2012.
I knew it.
Robert Griffin.
I knew it.
He reminds me of him. I'm not saying they're exactly the same, but the pretty good, accurate throwing arm mixed with that type of speed. That is what reminds me of Robert Griffin. I don't really see too much. I mean, obviously, I would have to see him play in the league and see how he is play to play and all that. But just from what I've seen, I get Robert Griffin vibes. That being said, I'm a bit skeptical. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I watched him on the Pivot podcast. I watched him speak to, Channing and Ryan and all of them. Ryan Clark knows him from back in the day. He seems like a good kid, head and his shoulders, smart, all of that. My issue is, and I hate to say this because it's like, dang, well, what's the problem, right? He doesn't feel like a natural quarterback to me. And that bothers me. I mean, I'm not going to make no qualms about it. It's bothersome. It's like I always tell people, like I grew up like your strong arms and all that. And my dad, who also watches football and all that, he really hates scrambling quarterbacks. And I didn't really adapt that mentality until more recently. I don't necessarily hate him, but it's detrimental in this twofold. You get hurt a lot, and it makes you less likely to develop the actual necessary skills to play quarterback in the NFL at a high level. Conceptually understanding I need to get the ball to my receivers versus I'm the guy. He even said that in his interview, like his dad told him to play corner, but he, always wants the ball in his hand. He's a quarterback.
But you even said it in your speech that your pops was training you to be a corner. So how was that switch? And when did you really start to know that playing the quarterback position, you could be special with your talent?
Man, I told him I wanted to play quarterback when I was 8. I seen Michael Vick running around, so I was like, I always want the ball in my hand. I want to do something with it.
I'm not mad at him, and I'm not saying he can't succeed, and I'm not saying that I don't want him to succeed. I actually do, but I'm not going to lie. That bothers me a little bit. I don't like the not natural quarterback thing. I don't like he got all the requisite skills, but does he put it together properly and become a good NFL pro quarterback? I'm a bit skeptical.
I'll steal a line from Bucky Brooks. He's a scorer, not a shooter. Like, I think he wants the ball in his hand to either throw or run or make plays or whatever it takes to win football games. He did that for the majority of this season. I started to run out of, as the season went on, you keep hearing the noise and the chatter about this guy grow. And I started running out of reasons not to think this guy's tremendous. Like, I'm wearing his jersey right now. And I was just trying to figure out, what is there not to like? I was like, all right, is he one of those like Lamar Jackson guys? And I love Lamar in college, but like, he was clearly inaccurate. There's no way to put it. He had a nice arm, but he was clearly inaccurate. That's not the case. He actually throws a great deep ball, probably the best deep ball in the draft in college football, maybe him and Michael Penix or something like that. Tremendous. His arm is fine, like as far as arm talent and all that stuff. As fast as all get out. He's a senior. He's graduated, so he has his priorities in check.
Priorities, nigga.
If you looked at Bill Parcells' old thing, he wanted at least 20 starts, and he wanted a college graduate and at least 60% completion percentage. All these things that he wanted. Jayden Daniels checks all these boxes. I like senior quarterbacks. I like players who have played a lot of football. He's been playing football quarterback for a long time. He's been playing since Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud. He played with them, and he's just a year behind them. I don't see things that I don't like. Like, I'm skeptical because I'm not skeptical. I don't. It feels weird being sold on a guy like this. He won the Heisman. He deserved it. Only thing, he's kind of slim, but other than that, give him. Let me get him. I think he's a top 10 pick in the NFL draft. I don't see why not. I don't see any problem.
Well, I see a ton of problems because I don't like old, 5+, 6+ year players.
22 years old, buddy.
I don't care. It's old to me. Like, you've been in college way too long, bro. I'm not doing it. There's a reason. There's a reason that your talent. Like, I always like to say it like this, right? Cream rises to the top, right? And if you were that good, there's no reason they would have let you stay in college for that long. It's just how I see it, right? I know that you want more starts out of a guy, but in the day and age that we live in now, if you were that good, there's no way you get there that long. There's no way you go transferring like two of the three Heisman or all of the finalists all transferred and were bad at one school and went to. I don't want any of it.
Frank,
I don't want
three letters. NIL is changed college football. People stay longer. They're getting paid.
Okay, fine. Let's pretend like it's that. But I don't think any of those guys had big NIL deals, and not this one. I mean, the thing about I was watching some of the false equivalencies, like they were comparing his numbers to Joe Burrow's numbers, and I'm like, this is not even anywhere near the same type of player. And it's like when you see things, right? Do I think that he could be a decent pro? Yes. Do I think he is worth any of the hype? No. There's a lot that I just don't see. Like, there's nothing about him that's like, this stands off the charts. He had a really good season, and it happens. And it's funny to me because I go back and I look at it. Even when you look at quarterbacks, how many Heisman winners, like how many of them actually were really good quarterbacks? Like if you go look at it in the NFL, how many of them were really good quarterbacks? Is that like, I just think that when it comes to that award and that type of a season, and to be honest with me, they lost too many games against teams they shouldn't have lost to if he is what we're talking or what we're trying to call him. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, that's me personally. I mean, do I want him to be successful? Yes. Would I draft him with a top 10 pick? No. If he was where I think that he should properly be rated, like a second or third rounder, I would definitely draft him and put him on my team. But no, I'm not having any of that. I'm not doing it with you. Have fun with it. Tell me all the superlatives about him. He has a decent arm. He seems athletic. He's a very slender guy. But like Nell said very well, he reminds him of RG3. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna pass on all of that mojo, all of that sauce.
He lost too many games. In college. Don't you like Caleb Williams?
Aren't
you the Caleb guy?
I do, but listen, but you see how I backed off of Caleb like this season. So just don't try to do that like it's like, you know what I'm saying? I backed off. I've come off that.
Listen, here's the thing, Charlie.
No?
You ride with him, you die with him, man. So I don't know, like Jayden. Like the thing is, it feels like I'm doing something wrong by not believing him. It feels like I'm not doing my duty to let this young man prosper. But my honest and true opinion in my heart, I'm worried. I don't like all that running, bro. He does a lot of running. Because what you did with me, Charlie, you told me like, he was like, he could throw, and he can. That's going to get me. But he do a lot of running. Charlie, you falling for that big button to smile again. You're doing it again, Charlie. You're doing it again. I'm not mad at you, bro. I could be wrong. This would be one of those situations, just like Caleb Williams. I'll just be cool being wrong because it's certain things. Well, I'm gonna take that back. Caleb Williams is more the crybaby thing. Crybabies go home. Like the person he is. But Jayden Daniels.
I mean, let's be real about this. But no, let's be real about this. Even with Caleb, like there's some throws that I see Caleb make that I know that Jayden Daniels can't make. I'm like,
Caleb makes throws that very few people on the planet.
But that's why you like a Caleb, and that's why you tend to be like, all right, well, that is why. And there's like, what is it about his is Jayden Daniels isn't reading defenses at some exceptional level? No. Like when things break down, he's like running. Like when I watched him last year, he was very one readish last year when I was watching.
Yeah, he wasn't the same quarterback last year. This year he went through his progression.
You know the biggest difference is,
you can't deny that he does.
I think the biggest difference is between him last year and this year. Last year he was wearing a knee brace from some previous injury. This year he wasn't, and he ran the ball more. But And you
And
can
last
call
year
it
he
whatever
was
you like.
just out
I'ma
the
be
portal.
real.
He spent the offseason with his receivers, and they set
Fair
goals and
enough,
they
fair
accomplished
enough.
most of their goals.
Fair enough.
They try to
See
do
We'll
that
see.
that stuff don't really move me. Like that's
No,
nice.
let him have it. Let him have it. Let him have it. Let him have it. That's cool.
Like, here's the
So,
thing.
so
I don't
Craig,
want to
you
be like
wouldn't
this,
take him
but
in the
like
first round?
I
Is
gotta
what you're
keep it
saying?
real. Like
You wouldn't
you're
take
saying
Jayden Daniels in the first
inconsequential
round?
things right now. You're
Not
saying
where you
things
have to
that
take
aren't
him.
really.
No, I'm trying to get a question. No, I'm trying to get a.
Not where you have to take. Not where you have to take him in
So
that top.
Craig, you wouldn't
that top
take him in the
five.
first round?
Not in that top 5, top 10 range. If I could get him late in the first round, sure.
Yeah, I'm about to say that. I think mid to late, I would take the chance at that
Yeah.
point. I would take the chance
Yeah.
at that point. 12, 13. I don't want him in the top. It's just too many risks, bro. When you run the ball
There's so
that
many
much
other
as a
players I would
quarterback,
take
it
up
just
there.
spells bad things. You can't tell me a quarterback
Okay.
that runs that much that doesn't get hurt a lot. Doesn't happen. So,
You
anyways,
can't name one.
exactly. It is what it is, man. So, anyways, this has been
Robert
Soggy
Griffin.
Podcast. Thanks for listening. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody about us.
Please.